Hi everyone, this is Tammy, owner of Worthyworthitpriceless, and today's podcast is titled You Have Purpose. I know a lot of times it's somewhat easy for someone else to say, hey, you have purpose, you have value, but I'm also saying this from a place where I felt like I didn't have worth and I didn't have value. So 10 years ago, around June or July in 2011, I felt just like that. I felt like I didn't have worth or I didn't have value, so much so that I wanted to commit suicide, and I almost did. But before I could actually do anything, I heard a voice say, don't do it, please don't do it. And lo and behold, I didn't do it. But the thing is, it wasn't like an overnight process that I found out that I had purpose or anything like that. I kept living, and I want to say probably 3 years or something like that. In 2014, I started a blog under the name Worthyworthitpriceless, and then 2018, I did the podcast, and then last year, 2020, I wrote at least about 3 books. So the thing is, at that moment, I thought I didn't have purpose. I thought I didn't have value, but God had other plans. And the thing is, when you're going through that low moment, you haven't met who you can become and who you are, who God has placed on the inside of you. And I know a lot of times, for me, I didn't get to those moments until I surrendered to God. And because like I am so independent, like I try to figure out everything myself, I try to do everything myself, all that things, and a lot of times what happens is I messed up my life. Like, I'm so serious. I do stupid stuff, and it's like stuff that you think like, yeah, that would be a good idea, and then until you're like in a load full of crap, I'm like, man, I probably shouldn't have did that. God, can you help me? You like, you know what I mean, type of thing. And so those are those times, like as soon as I surrendered and I just gave it to God and I allowed God to do what he does best, obviously, that's when my life started to change. And that's when I realized I had worth, I had value, I had a purpose. Like, me encouraging you, there's not something that I wanted to do. Not like I didn't want to, no, I don't know. Okay, so for the most part, I'm really like an introvert type of thing. You know what I mean? I'm an introvert type of person. So at the end of the day, I would have never thought that I would be using my voice in this way. I was always shy. I was always in the background, all that stuff. And so for God to use me to help other people and encourage people, that was like, dude, really? But that's the thing. God will do the total opposite of what you think that you can do. And if I would have lost my life in 2011, you would have never known who I was, because I didn't have any of this. I didn't know that this was inside of me. And that's the thing. You don't know what's inside of you until you allow God to basically work from the inside out. So I know that right now your life might feel like, I have no purpose, I have no value, nothing right is going in my life. God can change everything in an instant. And there is no reason for you not to be on this earth. God doesn't make mess. You have value. You have a purpose, but you have to know that. And I know that your circumstances may not look as though you do, but you do. Because God wouldn't have allowed you to come this far and overcome all the things that you've overcame for no reason. You're here for a purpose. Do not let your mind play tricks on you to believe that at the end of the day that this is all that there is. You haven't met the future you. There is no way that day, if God would have just shown me who I am today, or just basically whatever, I would be like, wait, hold on. Like, you know what I mean? Because that was, it wasn't in my mind that was something that I can be, or this is something that I could be. It was not even a part of my plan, but that's the point. Our plans are not like God's plans. He knows what He's placed on the inside of you. You just don't know it yet. But don't give up before God shows you the real you and what you can become. I know that your life may be hard and you went through so much, but God has allowed you to go through all of those things for a reason. He has something so great in store for you, but you have to go through sometimes hardships and everything. Why? Because there is someone else attached to your yes. There's someone else that's going to need your encouragement. Someone else is going to be able to see that, hey, if they can do it, then I can do it. Because you think about it, that's basically what I'm doing right here. I went through something, so I'm trying to encourage you not to go through that same thing. And when the enemy or your mind plays tricks on you and say, hey, you have no purpose or no value, you can see like, hey, if she can go through it, then I can go through it. And then your story can help someone else. So it's just it's a ripple effect. You're here for a purpose. You're here for a reason. God has a plan for you. And don't allow what anyone else has even said to you in the past make you feel as though that's all that there is. Because sometimes people will put their negative connotations or their negative mindset onto you. And that's because they've probably never done it, or they think that they can't do it, so they're going to tell you that you can't do it either. But for a lot of you, you're going to be the first in your family and your just basically in your circle to do a lot of things. So if everybody doesn't really have your back on certain things, don't worry about it, because at the end of the day, that your journey is for you. It's not for everybody else. Just as long as you know what you're doing is right and you're not hurting anybody, keep going in that path. So, with all that being said, always know that you have worth, you have value, you are very necessary on this earth. Don't let anyone tell you different. You are worthy, worth it, and priceless. Until next time, bye.